Tattoos had no place in a family like ours. Did they? By Shelby Spear, Chardon, Ohio. My son and I were in the kitchen after school. Kyle was 16, a straight-A sophomore in high school, and an all-around great kid, which is why I was completely unprepared for the conversation that followed.
"How do you like this one, Mom?"
he asked, showing me a picture of a cross with angel wings, flanked by the Alpha and Omega symbols.
"Nice,"
I said distractedly. Kyle was always showing me pictures. He was my artistic son, one of those kids who built fantastical Lego creations when he was little and moved on to piano and guitar as a teen.
"Glad you like it,"
Kyle said.
"I'm thinking about getting it as a tattoo."
He pointed to his forearm.
"Right here." "You what?"
I sputtered.
"It's no big deal,"
he said.
"Other guys at school have them. Plus, the design is all about God." "No way, Kyle. You are not getting a tattoo." "Why not?"
My mind raced. My husband, John, and I had an open-door policy with our kids, as in they could talk to us about anything, and they did. But I was at a loss for words on this subject. Kyle was a faith-filled kid and hung out with a great group of friends. He was not the sort of boy who got a tattoo. We were not a tattoo family.
"Well, because you're too young,"
I finally said, knowing it sounded like a stock parent answer. I scrambled for something more substantial.
"I'm sure there are Bible passages against it. I just don't know them yet. Your body is God's temple, Kyle. You shouldn't deface it. When you're 18, you can do what you want. Right now, the answer is no."
I made a mental note to look for those Bible passages. Kyle, as always, remained sunny and unperturbed and unpersuaded.
"Okay, Mom,"
he said.
"I'll wait to see if you change your mind."
A quick flip through the Bible revealed no tattoo prohibitions. I needed some backup. I held my tongue until John got home from work that evening. Our older son, Johnny, now in college, had had his share of teenage episodes, but nothing like this. Our daughter, Karen, was 14, and I hoped too young to think about such things. "I know lots of people are getting tattoos," John said, "but Kyle's too young. I'm sure it's just a phase. He'll drop it." Kyle didn't drop it. He kept showing me new designs. Each one reflected his faith in some way. I couldn't deny they were beautiful, creative, and heartfelt. But I also couldn't envision my son with one of them inked on his skin.
"Tattoos are permanent,"
I said.
"Once you get one, it's on you forever, even if you change your mind about it later. That's why I'm searching for the perfect design,"
Kyle replied.
"No matter how beautiful you make it, it's still a tattoo. I know they're trendy now, but think ahead. What would a potential employer say? Maybe they'll have one too."
Kyle replied.
Besides, I'd get it someplace you wouldn't be able to see it when I'm dressed for work.
Finally, I fell back on my first argument.
You have to wait until you're 18. I can wait,
Kyle said. I kept hunting through my Bible, but found nothing about tattoos. So I went to Father Tim Callista, a priest and a friend of ours. No doubt he had dealt with the topic before and would know exactly where to point me.
Which direction?
Actually, he said, there is nothing in Scripture that addresses the issue directly. I frowned.
I saw it first.
There are many passages about the body being God's creation and about modesty, Father Tim went on.
Modesty, never
But
give it all.
the church doesn't consider tattoos in and of themselves a sin. Tattoos are quite common, indeed honored by some cultures in the world. I think the real issue is what kind of tattoo a person gets. A violent or explicit or blasphemous image obviously would be a problem. But a more positive image, I don't think I could categorically object to it. Kyle grinned when I told him about this conversation.
Don't get any ideas.
Do you get more crown than I
Don't
do?
get any ideas,
I said.
The answer is still no. Sure, Mom,
He said.
this is just a phase.
I told myself, but every so often Kyle would show me yet another batch of designs. As he turned 17, he showed no indication of dropping the idea. To my horror, Karen began making noises about getting one of her own someday.
Does that mean we get cherry ice cream?
Why would my happy, wholesome kids even consider such a thing?
It is winter. It is cherry.
Actually, now that I thought about it, I'd done something sort of similar many years before,
No.
when the kids were
We
young.
all eat ice cream, so we don't have to eat 7
A
days
high
a week
school
anymore.
girlfriend and I flew alone to California for a friend's wedding. Freedom. I came home with a henna tattoo, a ring of barbed wire around my bicep.
Did you get a what?
A joke,
big one?
really. I even fooled John, telling him it was permanent. He was horrified and only sort of laughed when I said it would fade in a few weeks. I felt foolish,
Maybe he was
but it was
hungry.
a fun weekend.
Fun,
That
I
was a
think.
long time
Have
ago.
fun for him, Spurs.
I was now in my 40s, an accountant taking time off work to be home with the kids. John was the CFO at a medium-sized company. We lived in a quiet suburb. The main event of our week was church.
We don't
I
want
did
to.
not do crazy things like get a tattoo, even a temporary one. And neither did my
We're all
kids.
gonna be poor.
Kyle's 18th birthday came.
What did
To
he
my
get from
surprise, he did not rush out to get a tattoo.
Johnny? He had to ask you to get a tattoo.
Still searching for the right design.
He said as he left for college.
Don't say that.
But Karen picked up right where her older brother had left off. She not only still embraced the idea, but even asked me to go get a tattoo with her.
Are you out of your mind?
I replied, "That is the last thing I would ever do, and it's the last thing
Daddy pays
you're
over
going
the
to
Christmas.
do. The same rule applies to you as your brother. Until you are 18, the answer is no."
If you go get
Please
tattoo, we
think
get ice
about
cream
it,
more, a big
Mom.
one.
Karen said.
It would be a way for us to bond before I go to
Not to walk
college.
away after
We
7 days.
always have that symbol of our relationship.
It was true that Karen and I were close. I was dreading the day she moved out. Getting a tattoo, however, was not the solution. I was getting desperate.
I put it on the wall.
God, I
and
can't
furniture.
get the kids to drop this tattoo idea.
And table.
I prayed that night. Can't you help me out here? No answer came, but somehow I knew God would take care of this. Kyle came home on break from college. I found him and Karen in the kitchen doodling potential tattoo designs.
It's a mess.
Her 18th birthday was coming up fast. I marched over, determined to tell them to cut it out once and for all.
And learn how to cry when it's sad.
But I was brought up short by the beauty of Kyle's drawings. He was experimenting with various flowers.
Oh, it's supposed to be messy.
Some seemed to be turning into dragonflies. Others incorporated religious words in Latin. All were lovely.
Is that waiting for Christmas?
We could each get one of these.
Is that feel carnival drive?
Karen said.
I like this one.
Disneyland.
She pointed to an intricate rose with Angelus Custos,
Is that mommy holding
guardian
it?
angel, in Latin, inscribed beneath the petals.
And where we're gonna
I'd
go
wish
the
you would
ride?
at least consider it, Mom.
Who carried the pedal?
I opened my mouth, then closed it. The words, "What a cool idea!" almost came out. Then I let myself say them anyway.
So, you'll get one?
Karen said hopefully. I'll think and pray about it, I said.
Did Karen want to book a butterfly?
I talked to John that evening. To my surprise, he didn't outright object. He didn't love the idea,
Butterflies
but
are beautiful.
he agreed that the kids had been persistent and thoughtful about it.
Understand insects.
But why would you even consider getting one yourself?
The color of it all.
He said. I guess for the reason you just said. I replied, the kids have been persistent and thoughtful. It would mean so much to Karen, and it would mean a lot to me to share something she's so passionate about. Go for it,
Butterfly?
John said.
Or ice cream cherry?
After more prayer and discernment, I felt a sense of peace from God. Next thing I knew, I was asking Kyle to design my tattoo. He created something beautiful for me, and shortly after Karen turned 18, she and I sat together in the tattoo parlor owned by a friend of the family. Karen went first, getting the rose Kyle had drawn with the Latin words around it. The tattoo was on her hip, where no one would see it. I watched her carefully to see how painful it was. She hardly flinched. Karen must have a high pain tolerance. The minute the needle touched my skin, I wanted to cry. It really, really hurt. But then I looked down and saw the design emerging. A rose turning into a dragonfly with the words authentic joy, love, and inspire inscribed on the wings. It was beautiful. And after it was done, I felt more connected to Karen than ever. We grinned at each other and rushed home to show Kyle.
What, the tattoo he get?
Ironically, Kyle hasn't gotten his own tattoo yet. He's still pondering the perfect design. As for me, I guess you could say, body art taught me to trust my kids and God in a whole new way. That trust is more than skin deep.
You'll get ice cream
Recently, I
and
found
tattoo.
myself contemplating another tattoo.
That
A
one-
small one on the inside of my wrist. Be love. That's what parenting is all about, right?
Tattoo can
Ding,
walk.
diddle, ding, ding, diddle, ding, 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 ding.